Let's talk.
Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe is brought to you by Maine Spirits. Learn more about the delicious spirits they bring into the great state of Maine and what you can make with them at mainspirits.com, on Instagram at Maine_spirits, or download their app for your smartphone. Stay tuned at the end of the show for Happy Hour.
Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe is also brought to you by Bull Moose, now open for safe distance shopping. Get all of your music, movies, gaming, books, and pop culture needs at Bull Moose, with dozens of locations peppered throughout Maine and New Hampshire, or shop from home at bullmoose.com.
Also by State Theater, Portland, Maine. Though State Theater is closed for concerts at present, they are still working to bring you the best music entertainment in the comfort and safety of your home. Visit statetheater.com for more information, show schedules, and merchandise.
And by the Maine Music Alliance, a Maine-based nonprofit dedicated to the preservation of Maine's independent music venues. Learn more and donate at mainmusicalliance.org.
And by Sun Tiki Studios, a top-notch rehearsal and performance space on Forest Avenue in Portland. Though closed for concerts for the time being, Sun Tiki Studios is open for safe distance rehearsals. Learn more and book time at suntikistudios.com.
Nice.
According to Wikipedia, pizza is a savory dish of Italian origin consisting of usually round, flattened base of leavened wheat-based dough, topped with tomatoes, cheese, and often various other ingredients, such as anchovies, mushrooms, onions, olives, pineapple, meat, etc., which is then baked at a high temperature, traditionally in a wood-fired oven. A small pizza is sometimes called a pizzetta. I hope I said that right. A person who makes a pizza is known as a pizziolo. I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
In Italy, pizza served in formal settings, such as at a restaurant, is presented unsliced and is eaten with use of a knife and fork. What? In casual settings, however, it is cut into wedges to be eaten while held in the hand, the human hand. The term pizza was first recorded in the 10th century in a Latin manuscript from the southern Italian town of Gaeta in Liazzo, Liazzo, because only one Z, on the border with Campania. Hope I'm nailing this. Modern pizza was invented.
I'm not qualified to correct you on any of this.
Fair.
So.
Yeah, I'm not even qualified.
As far as I'm concerned, you're nailing it.
Thank you. I'll take it. Modern pizza was invented in Naples, and the dish and its variants have since become popular in many countries. It has become the most popular foods in the world, one of the most popular foods in the world, and a common fast food item in Europe and North America, available at pizzerias, which is, if you're not in the know, a restaurant specializing in pizza. Restaurants offering Mediterranean cuisine and via pizza delivery, and that's where they bring it to you. Many companies sell already baked frozen pizzas to be reheated in an ordinary home oven. Pizza, Zach.
That you can make at home.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Or
amazing.
Just heat at home, cook at home. It's already assembled for you. So
that's right. Just throw it in the oven and go on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was out on a morning walk today, and I had 3 conversations in a row. Firstly, I spoke with my parents, doing a little check-in, seeing how they're doing with the holidays coming up. You know, it's like a weird time. So they're doing good. They're doing good, and
that's good to hear.
Yeah, totally. And we talked about pizza. I then talked to our common friend, Bill O'Brien. Mm-hmm. Guess what we talked about?
I'm going to just go ahead and guess that you talked about pizza.
Yes, that's true. We talked about other things, but pizza was one of them. And lastly, I spoke with my childhood friend and neighbor, Justin Weber. And again, we covered a number of topics. And I didn't bring it up any of these 3 times. Again, we spoke of pizza. He said his one of his children's birthdays today, and they're having a pizza party. You know,
there you go.
Home pizza party. Yeah.
Yeah, responsible.
Yes.
Guess what I had for dinner with my parents last night?
Shut the fuck up. Did you have pizza?
I had pizza.
Oh, damn.
And I actually won't name the place that we got it from because they kind of screwed up the order. And my dad loves sausage and mushroom pizza. So, of course, that's what they ordered, a sausage and mushroom pizza. Mm. And they didn't put any red sauce on it.
No
like
red
you had to
sauce?
specify that you wanted red sauce. Yeah.
No.
And, of course, they got it for takeout. So it's not like they got home and they opened up the box and they're like, oh, it's a white pizza with sausage and mushroom and no red sauce.
I don't like
so
that.
it was still pretty delicious, but that's
Okay.
not a thing you should have to specify. I mean, you should specify that you don't want red sauce, but yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, but your story actually illustrates the very point I wanted to discuss with you today, which is even though your pizza order was wrong and didn't include sauce, it was still good.
It was.
So it is my assertion that the bottom rung on the pizza ladder is good. The very bottom is good. You and I could go to Mr. Mike's, which is a convenience store in our hometown of York. We could go at 4:00 tomorrow morning. If they had one of those little glass boxes with the swinging door and the bakey light.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one sad-ass piece of, who cares, cheese pizza, right? Mm-hmm. They've been baking under that light all day, like for 12 hours. Well, it's probably illegal to serve that. But even still, if that were the case, it'd still be good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I've definitely seen that scenario and talked myself out of going there.
Sure.
But when I think about it, I think I have taken that at like a 7-Eleven situation, like a whatever, stumbling home at 2 a.m. Mm-hmm. eating the gross pizza out of the plastic cube at 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's not like the
fine.
best scenario, right? It's not the best idea.
No.
It's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, the only scenario that a pizza is not good.
I feel like good might be going too far.
Cooked. You think good's going too far?
It's fine. I think so. It's a little bit above fine, but I don't think it's quite good when you're at that bottom rung level. Yeah.
Like, what's your worst case scenario pizza?
I mean, any pizza that's like made within the last day and is not, and is at a reasonable temperature, either cold or hot, is generally fine. I like a worst case scenario pizza would be like, one that's like sat out for 2 days or.
Well, now you're just talking about rotten food. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which can be applied to any food item at this point. I think
the only scenario where pizza is not, for me, baseline good is if it's like undercooked. Like if you didn't cook it, if the dough is still dough, and the cheese hasn't melted, for instance.
Yeah.
But I would even say
I've
that
definitely had some doughy dough like pizza where it's like undercooked to the point where it's like you're eating some sort of like weird gelatin or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you're just tasting like the raw dough. Now, I would even go so far as to say is like that you can disqualify that because it has not been in the oven long enough to be rendered into what we can call pizza.
Fair enough.
Yes. And so,
however, the fact that it makes it in front of you onto a plate, somebody served it to you as pizza. And you're right, it's not technically pizza, but in the mind of the person who cooked it and served it, apparently it was.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. What I still think I'm going to stand by. Now, I've had pizza that I've been like, that's not great. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I've ever had a slice of pizza and been like, that is fucking disgusting. Now, I've had that with chicken wings. I love chicken wings. I've had that with spaghetti. I've had bad spaghetti with bad sauce. But there's just something about even pizza with like, if the sauce is like not particularly, it's like meh, and the ingredients are all meh. Like it's like Elio's good. Tony's Pizza, frozen pizza, good. English muffin pizza, good. And now let's get into like talking about the great parts of pizzas, which is what I don't want to like hang out on like what the lowest.
Oh yeah. Well,
Point
I'm going to put one more low pizza in there, which
Go
is.
for it.
Do you remember the French bread pizzas they used to serve in the school auditorium the school, for school lunches?
Yeah, the square pizza.
It was like, oh yeah, those were good, I guess.
They're good. In fact, if you showed up at my door right now with a hot square pizza right from the York High School, what do you call it there? The cafeteria.
Thank you. I said auditorium, and then it totally threw me off. I could not find the right word after that.
I would eat it. Not only would I eat it, I would excitedly and happily eat it. It would be so good. And if you had some tater tots in there just to seal the deal, I'd be like, all right.
Yes, and then you're just walking down Nostalgia Avenue.
Oh yeah, it's great. Square Pizza Day was like, fuck yes. Square Pizza Day. And you're eating it, and you know that this isn't even close to as good as pizza can get yet. It is so good in that moment. You know, you have the House of Pizza style pizza, which is its own kind of vibe. Medium crust, maybe a little bit on the greasier side, right? The oilier side, I should say. The Sicilian slab is a nice piece of pizza. It's a nice product. There's several locations here in Portland, and a couple in particular that do a great job with the Sicilian slab pizza, namely slab. Macucci's also makes a nice. I mean, that's where that slab originated.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the first place I had it.
Yeah.
In the world.
In the world, yeah.
It originated in Portland, Maine.
Pizza was invented, as I read in the Wikipedia earlier, Portland, Maine is the origin spot for pizza. Thin crust pizza, great. Papagino's, great. Or how about that place we used to eat when we were out in Chicago area, Barnaby's?
I thought you were going to say Chicago or California Pizza Kitchen.
California Pizza.
Remember that great pizza spot we used to go to in Chicago? California Pizza Kitchen?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, you know what? I bet their pizza's great.
It's pizza. It's good.
Right. And so from acceptable, you're saying acceptable and I'm saying good. And
wait, are you while you were listing your different styles of pizza, you didn't go to the Chicago deep dish actually, which I think is a controversial pizza, but
how so?
Maybe you were saving that for later. The thick crust thing is it can be weird, I guess. Like I tend to lean towards like the New York style. People that are more enthusiastic about, or maybe enthusiastic isn't the word because you and I are enthusiastic about pizza, but
quite.
The people who are more snobbish about pizza, I guess, are very dismissive of the deep dish.
Yeah. Okay. These are probably the same people who would turn their nose up at an ice cold can of American beer.
Probably.
Yeah, come on now.
Although the person that comes right to mind is our mutual friend, Davey Michel, who worked as a pizza chef, I think, in Brooklyn when he was a kid. I think he's his whole life, he's been in and out of the pizza game. And anytime I've had pizza with him, it just turns into, like, he tells me everything, wherever we got the slice from. It's like everything that they're doing right and everything they're doing wrong. It's like I just sit there and eat. Well, he just goes on and on about, like, first thing they have to do is, like, get the right water in the crust. You know, they have to get this, like, they have to bake it at this level till it rises to this. Like, yeah, very.
So
although I don't know
where he stands on deep dish. Saying?
Yes, that is actually exactly what I'm saying.
Which I just learned.
Now that we know that term.
10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I can't. I have no truck for snobbery, you know. I'm of the. I mean, I like what I like, you know. But if you like it, music, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
Drinks. Then food. It is good. If you like it, then it is good. I also have the mindset that, like, as far as restaurants in town are concerned, right? You have your super crazy fine dining. You can have some amazing culinary experiences, and then you can also go to like Shays or Rooskies and just have some really good pub food. And they exist on the same plane for me. Different purposes, different functions, but both important and both have a place.
Yep.
So with like the Chicago deep dish, might not be my first grab, but it's great. It's fucking pizza.
Yeah.
Did you successfully put some sort of bread product in an oven, topped with tomatoes, cheese, maybe some vegetables, and some meat? And did you cook that until which point the bread was cooked and the cheese was melted? Then we're off to a good start. And it only gets better from there. That's right. It only gets better from there. Yeah. So I was thinking maybe you and I could pour a cocktail.
Ooh.
And then talk about our favorite types of pizza. I initially thought, when we've kicked this idea around before, and we thought maybe about doing a best of the best bracket. But really, there is no winner when it comes to pizza. Every pizza is a winner. Every pizza. Now, you can get down to preferences. We can get into that. I have some thoughts on chicken. We can talk about that in a minute. But let's take a quick break, and we'll jump into a cocktail, and we'll have happy hour together and discuss the merits of pizza.
Sounds good to me.
So we played that little noise, which means that we did something off microphone, and now we're back.
That's right.
So we're going to do happy hour now, because you know why? It's Saturday. It's a beautiful day. From my perspective, hanging out in my comfy drum stool that I use as an office chair, and talking to my bestie about one of the greatest things you can eat.
Exactly.
So it's time for happy hour. What are you drinking?
Well, first of all, I'll tell you, I don't get to drink, or not that I don't get to. I just don't drink much these days. And when I do, it's generally when you and I are chatting. And the past few times that we have done this, I have not made a drink. So it's nice to be here on a nice day, talking to my buddy about good food.
Yeah.
And drinking Tito's handmade vodka.
Yes.
Which turns out I'm getting dangerously low on. I didn't realize how my stock was running low. But with Dole pineapple juice and then some soda water. Yeah.
What a great job.
It's crisp, cold, and refreshing. Why, thank you.
Yeah, that's a nice drink. So
and no garnishes, though. I didn't get fancy.
Yeah, frankly, we're out of citrus in the house, so that informed my decision. My drink would be a little bit different if I did have like an orange, but I was looking at the old liquor cabinet, and I went on brand, on theme, and I have a Campari drink.
Ooh,
do you like Campari?
You know, I don't know if I actually do. I feel like every time I've had it, it's like it just feels like a novelty. And I think really I only even tried it because of the Life Aquatic.
Yes. And when I did the first time, I was like, this is fucking disgusting. But I have come 180. I love Campari. It is perfectly bitter and sweet. Good on its own, and I'm enjoying it on the rocks with some soda water.
Ooh, nice.
You know, because it's also, it's the afternoon. Like, we don't need,
Yeah, we don't need to go crazy here.
Take it easzy. Campari is great.
The sun's still out for another hour.
That's right. Or another 15 minutes. But Campari is like one of those drinks that you can make a lot of amazing drinks with. In fact, in the coming episodes, I will outline a bunch of drinks you can make with Campari at some point. I don't know if it's next week or whatever. I don't know. COVID times. Let's deal with it. Where I was teaching how to make drinks. So,
Well,
welcome to Happy
I
Hour.
look forward to it.
I should also mention Happy Hour is brought to you by Maine Spirits. Who are they, you might ask? Well, they are the very company that placed these delicious spirits into our very hands by importing them into the great state of Maine. They have an app for their smartphone that has a whole bunch of recipes. So if this Campari sounds good to you, here, check it out.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, it is good. If that interests you, you can find out how to make more drinks there by people like myself and other more knowledgeable folks in the spirit world. They also are on Instagram, which is a fun follow, at Maine_spirits. And they, of course, have a website, which is mainspirits.com. And just like that, we paid the bills. How charmed are we? Paying
like
the bills.
They're in the spirit world, not the material world.
Yeah.
Or they're in the spirit world whilst in the material world. I don't know.
Man, I haven't had a Campari soda for a while. That is a nice drink. Normally you'd do it like during the summer, I guess. But today feels summery, so whatever. Also, whatever. Drink whatever you want, whenever you want to drink it. I mean, safely.
Just do it responsibly.
Yeah, deliciously and responsibly, yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to do everything at all times, and especially now.
Yeah.
Just live life responsibly.
Yeah.
Try to make good decisions.
Just keep it on the rails, people.
Yeah.
So
we don't have to go crazy all the times with everything. Except for pizza. Let's go crazy with pizza.
Let's go crazy with pizza, and let's stay on brand and jump into our Bull Moose Minute while we're here. What do you say?
Sure, let's do it.
I think it would be appropriate if people were to stop this recording right now and go to bullmoose.com and order some Dean Martin. Well, specifically, that's Amore because they talk about pizza. Yeah. Or maybe some Frank Sinatra. Could be good.
I mean, you can't go wrong with those guys. There's a reason why they're kind of the top names in the in the crooner game.
Yeah. Old Blue Eyes had something going on there.
You sure did.
But you could order that at Bull Moose. I'm sure on CD. Certainly, but one thing I know that they have. Have you ever bought records over at Bull Moose, Zach?
I sure do all the time.
Yeah. I'm always impressed with their the reissues. I mean, obviously they current vinyl, new releases is all up to snuff. But like you can really, like for instance, I have a copy of Sinatra at the Sands, which is a little beat up, and it is my intention to go down there, and they have a beautiful new reissue of that. Now, some people like to have the old thing, and that's fine. That's totally cool. Mm-hmm. But I'm, as a vinyl listener, only really interested in just having it be good. I don't care about when it's from. It's just like I want a nice issue of it that sounds good and feels good and looks good.
That's where I'm at too. I mean, I actually every time I go to the Portsmouth Bull Moose, that's kind of been my go-to now. Mm-hmm. Like I'll order something or I'll have something in mind that I want to pick up, mm-hmm. but they now have their like discount used records rack right like at the door. Like you open the door and you step a foot inside and you're looking at their used records. Uh-huh. So I don't even get into the store to like get the thing that I ordered or called about without picking like 6 records out of the used bin. Yeah. Right there. Yeah. So yeah, I never leave without with anything less than an armful of records. But they're always in good shape. I mean, sometimes they're a little bit, dirty, which happens to be, which is normal when you're just buying something that's 50 years old. Yeah. Yeah. But I've got my own system worked out now for washing records. And if you get a record like without without scratches, deep scratches, or like without any groove damage and stuff like that, mm-hmm. a lot of times like that surface noise that you're getting is just the dust inside the grooves. Sure. So if you give it a nice, good, deep clean.
Can you actually walk me through your cleaning process?
I can. So, I mean, they obviously sell things like the spin clean and things like that, but mm-hmm. I just have a big plastic bowl. Mm-hmm. I put a little bit of warm water in the bottom of it. I use just the clean drinking water just because I don't know what's in the tap water if there's any like minerals or anything like that. They would, you know, do anything to the record. So just make sure that I use the clean water. Just use like a couple pumps of dish soap, actually. And then just, you know, put the record in the bowl, like not submerged, but just like, you know, put the edges of the record in it and kind of spin it around and use my fingers to work the warm water and dish soap on both sides of the record.
Oh, wow.
I found that the labels are very water resistant.
Interesting.
I don't know if I would encourage anybody to like submerge them for a while.
Right.
But as far as just getting them wet, it seems to be absolutely fine. And then I usually take some more clean water and just rinse it off, make sure you get all the soap off it, stuff like that, and just let it air dry. And yeah, I found like even a 50-year-old record, again, if it's not scratched or like groove damaged, if it's clean, it sounds as good as a brand new record.
I'm going to clean. I got a couple of records. I have some skips on a couple of my favorite volumes, which are actually reissues that I got at Bull Moose. And yeah, but because they are loved, you know, like, you know, I try to be careful, but like you live in a house, people touch the records. Sometimes someone's pizza
well, that's the thing. It could just be just debris most of the time. Like if there's no visible like deep scratches or anything like that, it probably is just just junk inside the grooves.
It's 100% what we're talking about. Like somebody grabbed it with like they had maybe some sugary residue on their fingers or something, you know, didn't handle it properly.
Yeah,
but, you know,
Cheeto dust.
Yep. Pizza grease.
I found though that some like brand new records I've gotten have like factory debris on them. So like even like the ones like when they come out of like a shrink wrapped, you know, sleeve, you still gotta give them a little care before you play them.
I've come across this as well. So, and that's your Bull Moose Minute. Bull Moose is they have several locations where you can order curbside pickup. You can order online. You can go in the store for safe distance shopping with limited amounts of shoppers allowed in it each time. But regardless of your level of comfort being in a public space, Bull Moose can get you the music that you need either in person or at bullmoose.com.
That's right. And I should mention at that Portsmouth Bull Moose, as I said, like the records are like 2 feet inside the door, but 1 foot inside the door is a station with free individually wrapped masks, just in case you forgot to bring your own.
Yeah, they're good like that.
And they also have a big like tub of hand sanitizer right there too.
It's delicious
so you can sanitize.
as well.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, you can just pump it right into your mouth.
Tastes so good.
And then put the mask on over it.
Yeah, just sit there and just black out right at the front door of Bull Moose. Because you just ingested 70% alcohol. Don't do that. Yeah. That's not drinking responsibly at all.
No, that is not drinking responsibly. That's not just not living responsibly.
No, so don't do that. In COVID times or not. Bad idea. So we're talking about pizza. We haven't been talking about pizza for a couple minutes, but you know, got to pay them bills so we can buy them Zaz. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right.
That's right.
And those LPs and those spirits as well.
Yep.
That we can listen to and enjoy while we're also enjoying our pizza. It all works out together.
Bite down on a slice while you listen to a slice.
That's right.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the show, we talked about all the different types of pizza and hopefully established, again, we have varying degrees of what we feel like the bottom rung is, but I think that we both landed on any pizza that has been cooked is, at the bare minimum for Zach, fine, and for me, good.
Yeah, I mean, and not even just, cooked like within the last 24 hours, maybe even a little bit longer than that. It's still fine.
Barring, I mean, aged food of any kind is not the best. So, like, that stands to reason. Pizza's incredible, but it's not a superhero.
No.
You know, it will burn you. It will eventually get old.
Yes.
But what doesn't get old is just pizza in general. And whether or not you're having the slab, the Sicilian slab, the deep dish, controversial apparently, thin crust, medium crust, cheese stuffed crust, oven baked, English muffin, wood-fired, French bread. I don't care.
Personal pan.
Personal pan. These are all good. Takeout, delivery, in restaurant. I don't know about this whole eating it with a fork and knife thing I read in Wikipedia, but whatever.
Yeah, it seems a little strange.
It's yeah, different strokes for different folks.
That's right.
I guess so. But yeah.
And so on and so on and Scooby-Dooby-Doo on.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo on. It's all the pizza's good. So now what I really want to get down to, Zach, if you were to order a pizza right now, what would you get on it?
Well, I'll tell you, I am not a big fan of like a million toppings on a pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I like a pizza that I can pick up and eat with my hands without the front half of it folding over on itself because it's weighted down with so many toppings.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely a fan of like 3 toppings max.
Huh.
And I mean, again, I will eat the loaded pizza because it's a pizza.
Of course.
Who the hell's not going to eat that?
Of course, yeah. This
yeah.
show is rooted in sanity. Come on.
Exactly. But yeah, if my preference would be, I mean, usually just like a single meat and a single vegetable on a cheese pizza, red sauce. Big fan of like pepperoni and sausage are probably my 2 go-tos. Bacon is even good. I think you mentioned that you were going to say something about chicken, but I've had some very, very good chicken pizzas.
Yeah, let's talk about chicken for a second. And I'd like to get specific on the combos. But chicken, I have a little bit of trouble with chicken on a pizza, and I don't know exactly why, but I find that unless it's buffalo, I'm not really super pumped on that. Like, what are your positive chicken experiences?
Definitely buffalo, but do you remember we used to order a pizza? I think you turned me on to it from was it Portland Pie Company, the Harbor Master Pizza?
Well, yeah, okay.
Which was like a barbecue chicken pizza with like caramelized onions and that thing was a delight.
Oh yeah, it'll put you down.
But yeah, they also had a very good buffalo pizza there as well.
That's right. Yeah, so I guess I kind of need my chicken in some sort of vinegar-based sauce.
Yep, slathered in sauce.
But just like kind of like naked chicken. I don't know. It's just not for, again. There's no wrong answer here. If you love chicken on a pizza, then, good for you. What are your thoughts?
Naked chicken on a pizza is a little weird.
Yeah, it just gets kind of dry and just, I don't know.
Also, a lot of times, like you want to accompany your pizza with like a small order of wings or something like that. If you've got chicken on the pizza, does that compromise your enjoyment of the wings you've got on the side?
Yeah, is it too much? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, and I'm with you. Like, I would go ahead and say that every time I have a pizza, I wouldn't mind cleansing the palate between pizza slices with a wing or two. Is there anything better? Okay. Is there anything better than when you put in you've been working, you've been at it straight, you're tired, you're not grumpy, but you're just tired, like, oh, I just need to chill. Roll with me here. You take off those boots, put on those comfy slips. Maybe grab the comfy sweater, or go full in, put on a full sweatsuit, sweatpants, hoodie, maybe a nice little beanie, a little cap to keep your head warm. And you just, you sit your ass down on that couch and you call the pizza place of your choice, and they bring you a delicious circle of food with some wings on the side, and then maybe you have a beverage of choice. My God, watching a trusted film such as like Back to the Future, for instance, eating a pizza, having a drink.
I was gonna say, like, this just reminds me of like our movie marathon days. Where we just basically from sun up to bedtime.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Watch whatever, and
Once we edged closer
get
to
some
like
pizza and some wings.
a less dangerous time, and like rapid testing becomes like even more like I'd feel like a little bit guilty about like just rapid testing all the time, just because, you know,
limited resources.
People who need it, yeah. But man, if I can stick a pipe cleaner up my nose and get a negative, I will book out a week, and I will sit with you for a week and watch endless movies. Like I'll fall asleep watching a movie, I'll wake up and start a new one or finish that one. I don't care. I need it.
I want that. I need it. Bad. I need it so bad.
So bad. Oh my god. Yeah, that's like if I had to choose one activity that you and I partake in, it's that very thing, because we're both really good at it. We're both, you know, you take a break for bathroom, food, you know, whatever. But like, you know, ordering the pizza, the whole culture of the whole thing, like we don't have to explain it to each other. We're not, you know, whenever you make jokes during a movie, I'm never like, shh, you know, like it's like, no, it's exactly what you say when you'd say it. But you also know to not like, you know, yap your mouth like during like the, you know, the important parts. You know, and that's not true for everybody.
It's like all of the most important exposition is happening, and you're making jokes.
Yes, shut up.
Talking about something completely unrelated.
Yep. Yeah, we don't have to do that. But always, what is a staple of that experience is the pizza. So if I were to order my number one pizza, like for instance, if you were walking down the street and you looked across the street and you saw me, and all of a sudden you saw me meet my untimely end by being struck by a bus, and boom, there I was, like laying on the pavement, and you run up like, oh my god, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make it this time, ZJ. I don't know. I think I might be going out. And if you were to reach into your bag and just pull out a slice of pepperoni mushroom pizza and just be like, here, and I'd be like, and just
I can die,
and I would just slip away.
Yeah. Well,
away.
Thankfully, I carry slices of pepperoni mushroom pizza in my bag at all times.
That's why I thought of you in this scenario.
So, yeah.
You're like,
and as you said, this time, because the previous times you got hit by a bus and I saw it, you lived. But this could be the fatal one.
You should see the bus, though. Am I right?
Anyway. You are right.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about the controversial Hawaiian pizza?
That is a pizza that I never knew was controversial until like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When Facebook complaining became the regular thing for people to do on any given subject.
Sure.
When people started knocking pineapple on pizza, I was like, what? I think a Hawaiian pizza is absolutely delicious.
It's a fantastic pizza.
Yeah. I'm now I'm drinking a pineapple drink right now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about how good it would be accompanied by Hawaiian pizza.
My God, it's like you reverse engineer. Normally, like you do like food pairings. Like you know, if you order the steak, you order a drink pursuant to what you ordered for food, right? I think is often how that goes. I mean, maybe some people think of both at the same time. I think that's the kind of an advanced level of foodery right there. But like you found the food for the drink that you have in your hand.
That's right.
I don't think there could be a better pairing. I bet we could call like the James Beard Foundation right now and say like, hey, Mr. Beard, what do you think of this pairing? And he'd be like, yep, yeah, you pretty much nailed that out of the park. Here's an award.
Wow. Let's just make a note to do that when we conclude this podcast, because I need that award right now.
No, I don't even think we need to. I'm so confident that we would be celebrated for this very thing, or you know, in the context of this show. I think that we would end up with a James Beard Award for culinary excellence in food broadcasting.
Wow. I look forward to hanging that certificate on the wall.
Oh, yeah, it'd be great. Right next to our Michelin 3-star.
That's right. And our,
Zagat guide.
Oh, man. What's the one that they always say, like in the car commercials? Like the, it's completely, it sounds like a guy's name, same thing, where they're like, this was rated, whatever, and
Oh,
It's like
not JD Power and Associates.
yes, JD Power.
You were also rated in there. Yeah. I mean, we also had sick ratings on Consumer Reports as well. We're rated very highly among podcasts.
However, a lot of angry feedback on Yelp.
Yeah, Yelp doesn't like us. It's all right, though.
Yeah. But as long as we got that JD Power and Associates, I'm happy.
Why is that a thing that we know? And why we, like, our whole lives, too. Yeah. The Hawaiian pizza, the controversy surrounding it just, like, befuddles me. Like, I remember the first time first of all, like, I'll try any slice of pizza you throw my way. You know, my friend Lauren, and your friend Lauren Wayne, has some aversions to what she calls weird pizza. I'm using my quote fingers. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, I don't need to order that. But also, I would absolutely try, just, within reason. Like, not if, like, someone put, like, a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich on them. You know what? I'd try that.
Yeah, I'd try it.
But, yeah, I mean, there are so many, like, great combinations. The Hawaiian pizza, if you add jalapeno pepper, that's a really nice product.
I don't really eat anything without hot sauce these days.
Oh, yeah.
But hot sauce on pizza.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah. And it could be almost any hot sauce. Like, give me sriracha. Lately, I've been on a Frank's Red Hot kick. But also Tapatio and Cholula. Like, I love it all.
Yeah, a Verde would be nice. And Tabasco, even.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. How about, are you a fan of a dipping sauce for the pizza? I'm leading the witness, but like a ranch. Would you dip your pizza in ranch dressing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, when you order that side of wings and it comes with the dipping sauce, like, I'll go ahead and glop some of that on my pizza. Whether it's ranch or even the blue cheese.
Blue cheese. Yeah, blue cheese is great. I keep a bottle of Hidden Valley Ranch in the fridge. Otherwise, like, my wife is like a tremendous cook. I cook a lot too. I like making food. I make, normally if we have a salad, I'll make dressings from scratch, and so will she. But you can't make a more appropriate pizza dipping dressing than Hidden Valley has already done. So just don't bother. It's like with ketchup. You walk into a restaurant and they're like, we have our own house-made ketchup. I'm like, I'm good. How about Heinz?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Why would you bother? Yeah. Heinz already crushed this out of the park.
Let me ask you this,
please.
I think both of us have already dismissed the idea of eating pizza with a fork and knife. I have met some pizzas where you have no choice but to attack it with a fork and knife.
Sure.
And sometimes the Chicago deep dish is actually that. Maybe that's part of the reason why it's controversial. But a lot of people have their own, like, method even for picking it up. Like, sometimes, like I mentioned, like the ones that have a lot of toppings and, like, the front will fold over, so you kind of have to use one of your hands to, like, support the front of it.
Sure.
Do you have a style? I have a style that is a preferred go-to for me, but I'm curious to hear yours first.
You're really earning the James Beard Award here. It's a great question, and I appreciate you asking. I do, and it's almost, I mean, as long as we're talking about pizza that's served in the traditional slice, right? A French bread pizza has taken care of that for you. It's got its own support system. It's a structurally sound piece of pizza.
Its structural integrity is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
well maintained.
I mean, I'll take just a brief pause to point out that, like, pulling the French bread pizza out of the oven, right, and then letting it cool so you don't remove that first layer of skin on the roof of your mouth. When you bite into that
which
thing,
I have done multiple times.
Yeah, and will every time, because, like, it just, like, the second the pizza arrives, you have to get as much of it in your mouth as fast as possible. But the crunch with a well-cooked French bread pizza, can you hear it? God, what an experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like, if we're talking about just, like, the traditional slice, like with a slab, you kind of pull off pieces, right? The slice, I come at it from the crust side because I'm not a creep. And I have two fingers. We're talking about my thumb. I'm a lefty, so I'm using my left. So my left thumb and my left middle finger are kind of underneath, and that my pointer finger is on top, right? Kind of like a pitchfork, right? But I slide the bottom two fingers under the crust and the top on top of the crust and pull up, and so thusly folding the slice up over my pointer finger. And then if necessary, which is often necessary, even like in a not overloaded pizza, you want to kind of bring, in my case, the right hand up under the slice to support it, and deliver that first bite to the mouth. Now, I also usually find that after a bite or two, I usually take care of roughly a third of the length of the slice in the first bite, generally speaking. Yeah.
Same.
And then, generally speaking, after that, there's no need. You can then relax your other hand and just enjoy the traditional one-hand eating experience. How about you?
Similar technique, obviously right-handed, but use the three fingers or two fingers and the thumb to fold in half, and I generally keep it folded from beginning to end. I see other people attack a slice like maintaining its regular triangular shape, but I'm always a fold in half unless the crust is so hard that it prevents folding in half.
I'll even break it.
Usually but also at that point, if the crust is like hard enough that you can't even fold it in half, you can just pick it up and hold it flat, and it's not going to bend or flop around or whatever. So you don't even really need to at that point. Sometimes that is also just an overcooked crust.
Sure,
but it's still good.
Still good.
But yeah, sometimes like with the fold though, like if it's like a floppy tip, like you almost have to like hold it up like over your mouth. So like if anything's going to drip off it, it drips directly into your mouth hole.
Yes. So it's safe to say that this program endorses the three-finger prong approach to pizza consumption.
That's right.
Can we trademark that?
Probably.
Yeah. I'll try to come up with some sort of infographic. Patent it. The three-finger prong approach. Three-finger prong approach. It's hard to say. It's kind of a tongue twister.
Yeah, we need something catchy the kids can latch onto.
Right. So some people I notice they'll just like hang out and eat the middle part with all the cheese and the sauce on it, and they kind of abandon their crusts. Where do you stand with crust abandonment?
Only if the pizza is on that 24-hour mark or a little bit over.
Yeah.
Usually at that point the crust is like it's a lost cause.
Yeah, sure.
But a fresh pizza, the crust is just as good as any other part of it.
So I assume that would have been your answer. And we spoke of wings earlier, and still a big fan. And I actually remember getting wings with you one time. And what you're saying about the finishing of the crust, which I believe in, because it's part of the pizza, and I just think it's wasteful. And that's what the ranch is for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got a built-in breadstick.
It's a breadstick. Why would you
abandon that?
Thank you. But I remember eating wings with you one time, and I had always been very cavalier about, like if it was like the drumstick, I'd just kind of get the big stuff and be like, meh. And I watched you one time. I don't know where we were. It doesn't matter. And we were in America eating chicken wings together at some point. It was a good day. And I watched you
as it is if we're in America eating chicken wings together.
Yeah. And I watched you approach this wing with a level of like just meticulous professionalism, and you got every possible edible piece of chicken. By the time you pulled the chicken wing out, for the final it looked like it had been baking in the desert for years. It was like chalky white. There was no nutrient left, and I was like, and it changed the way. I was like, I have been so fucking wasteful. Like if you and I each had 6 wings to eat, I ate about 3.5 wings, whereas you actually ate 6 wings.
I think I get that from my dad.
No shit.
And if you see his for eating ribs or chicken or anything off the bone, what you compared what your bones looks like compared to mine, that's like mine compared to my dad's.
Oh my god, is
and
he like Jedi level?
Absolutely. But I think he kind of describes that coming from when he was a kid. It was like one of those things. He was a hungry kid that grew up in a situation where every meal was sacred, so you don't waste any piece of it. But that's like, he'll clean the bones right off. And so what you're describing that my bones look like compared to yours, it's like, mine, I'm still leaving a lot on the bone compared to how well he cleans it.
Leaving meat on the bone. Yep.
It's a saying for more than one reason.
Yeah. Well, I want to acknowledge that you revolutionized the way that I approach my consumption of chicken wings. That day I was like, I don't know. You have those moments in your life where you're just like the light goes off. You're like, oh. And
this is the second time I've heard somebody say this recently, but the other time it wasn't about me. It was about somebody else who approached eating wings the way that I do. But when Jenny and I drove back across the country like a month ago.
Jenny Ricci, we should mention.
Jenny Ricci,
the general house manager over at Largo, Los Angeles.
That's right.
And photographer.
In one of our many conversations in the car, somehow eating wings came up, and she talked about watching a friend eating wings and cleaning the meat right off the bone. And she was like, I couldn't believe it. I've never seen anybody approach wings that way. I was like, that's how I approach them.
It is, and and as a result is how I approach it now too. Also, just kind of recognizing like how wasteful you're being, and then you also think like when you get good wings, it's like, when you have a good wing, just like why waste it? Like,
there you go. Why waste it?
Enjoy it. Yeah. What's the rush? Slow your roll. Enjoy the wing. Enjoy all of the wing. It's not a competition. It's not like, we're sitting here in like some sort of, 13-member Irish family, like where if like you don't like eat wings really fast, like your older brother is going to eat them out from underneath and you'll starve and die,
I do have to say there is something about eating wings or really any meat off the bone that kind of makes me understand vegetarians and vegans a little bit more.
Sure.
Like when you're looking at the carnage on your plate, you're just like, oh my God, I'm a monster.
Oh man. Well, not that I don't know what vegans do for pizza, but vegetarians can enjoy a pizza. And I'm also a fan. Once in a while, I'll break. Like I said, it's mushroom pepperoni is my go-to. Maybe I'll add some onion to that. Also, Vidalia onion sausage is a go-to. That's a nice pizza. But like a veggie pizza is a great option.
Absolutely, I'm a big fan of like the green peppers on a pizza, or and even it's weird. In general, I'm not a huge olive fan, but throw some olives on a pizza. It's
black
delicious.
olives on a pizza.
Oh yeah.
I am an olive guy, but like I'm especially an olive person when it comes to pizza. A little spinach is nice. And we haven't even really got into the cheeses. I mean, you could, just like the fresh mozzarella, like a margarita pizza. It's a pretty unbelievable experience. Fresh tomatoes and basil. Like, get out of here. Some fresh mozzarella. Feta ricotta is nice. Blue cheese crumble with an appropriate meat. I mean, I would say maybe like a little bit of bacon with blue cheese crumble would be a nice combo. Do you want to like get some aromatics in there? Like maybe a little onion in that situation would be appropriate.
Do you feel like your Pizza Huts and your Domino's and your Little Caesars of the world might be going a little bit too far at times with the things that they put inside the crusts?
Okay, I'm really glad you brought that up because we discussed this earlier. When I was a young man, one of the best days you could have, like a weekend activity, would be if your friends get together and one of the parents dropped y'all off at Pizza Hut in Newington, and you would have pizza and root beer, which is like what a combo. And then you'd walk down the street to the movie theater by the Newington Mall, watch a movie, then another parent comes and picks you up. Like that was that's about as good as it gets. And frankly, at 44, it seems like that might be actually also as good as it gets. But more recently, like about a decade ago, I was with a former flame of mine, and we were talking about this very thing. And she's like, "I used to do that too." It's like, let's go do that right now. And I don't know. Did
you go to Newington?
No, we didn't go to Newington. We did it up here in the main mall area. And I don't.
Yeah, plus that old the Newington Cinema 8 is no longer there,
right.
But there's another big movie theater there.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I don't know if Pizza Hut changed or if I changed, but it was not the same experience. It was not like I did not leave there being like that's the greatest thing I've ever had. That said, it was still good. Yeah. but we found it really hard to order like almost like a normal pizza. That's why I want to bring this. Coming around to like your original point. Again, it's still good, but like, what is the problem that people are having with the crust stuffings? It's like when Miller Lite decided that they needed to like have like the vortex to like get the beer into you faster, or like change the hole so it's on its side so pour it. Like, are people having a hard time drinking?
A hard time?
Like,
it's like I'm drinking and it's going pretty fast, but I could pick up a couple milliseconds on the amount of time it takes me to finish this bottle of beer.
Yeah, like who needs?
Is there any way you can put like a vortex in this?
Who needs to enjoy a beer at terminal velocity? You know, like it's like just chill.
Extra emphasis on terminal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the stuffed crust. I guess like maybe that was like. I would guess the original intention of the stuffed crust pizza was to get so the last bites weren't boring, right?
Yeah. I mean, throw a little cheese in there, I'm fine. Even when they started throwing cheese and pepperoni in there, I was like, all right. I mean, there was cheese and pepperoni on the actual pizza too, but it's cool. Mm-hmm. But now they're doing the ones with like pretzel dough with a hot dog.
What?
Like, I don't know.
Is this a real thing?
It's a real thing. Yeah. That just might be a little bit overdoing it.
Call me old fashioned, but I'm good with a good old fashioned missionary position piece of pepperoni pizza. But that said, pretzel crust hot dog stuffed pizza doesn't sound bad.
I mean, it sounds a little bit like a death sentence at this age, but
I don't know. I mean,
probably a good way to go out.
Yeah. I mean, we probably shouldn't be eating that much pizza in general at our age. But
yeah. I mean, I feel like I'd be like if the two of us sat down for some reason, the two of us were at like a Little Caesars together, and you were like, I'll take the whatever the cheese, pepperoni, pretzel dough, hot dog crust pizza. I'd probably be a little bit besides myself at you choosing to go that route.
Yeah, you'd probably get down on a slice or two, though.
I definitely would. As soon as it was set down on the table, I'd go for it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Also, to address one of your earlier points, I think Pizza Hut has changed. I mean, not that I've been there that recently, but I remember Pizza Hut used to be like there's fast food and then there's like real restaurants. Right. And Pizza Hut was like in between, like when we were kids. Like you'd go there, they had like the mood lighting with like the booths and like
the jukeboxes,
whatever. Yeah, the jukebox, and like there was like a wait staff that came over and took your order, and they would come over, they'd put the pizza on the table, cut and serve the first slice. You know, you'd get a couple of pitchers of soda and those like tall like red glasses.
Oh man, this show's
the
getting
decor
romantic.
of the rrestaurant.
Jeez.
Yeah. But it was like, you know, as a little kid, it was like, you know, and your parents would probably throw down like $150 minimum.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But you know, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you felt like you were just like you're doing the fancy restaurant thing or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's like, because now it's like all the Pizza Huts are like Pizza Hut KFC,
right?
Or like Pizza Hut Taco Bell, and it's just like any other, you know, any other fast food roadside place that you'd go into.
Yeah, Pizza Hut back in the day had a vibe. It was like it had standards, and I remember the pizza.
I mean,
being
they had
very,
their own building design.
Yeah, yes, they did. It was very, very good pizza, if I remember correctly. It was like, you know, you had a salad bar.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Which I would never. I don't know if I'm ever. I was already suspicious of buffets and salad bars and stuff anyway. But what we're currently living through right now will probably swear me off that style of eating. I mean, assuming we ever go back to that style of eating,
Yeah, who knows?
I will probably never partake in it again.
I don't think I would be opposed to it. But like, case in point, I did not go to Pizza Hut to have a fucking salad.
No, I mean, who did?
Like, you know, I go to Salad Hut for that. Yeah. R.I.P. Pizza Hut.
Yeah, R.I.P. They also used to have like the movie tie-ins. Like,
Oh yeah.
You know, like the Back to the Future 2 sunglasses,
Yes.
or the Land Before Time hand puppets, like things that you could only get. The Ninja Turtles coming out of their shell.
Yeah.
Cassette tape you could only get at Pizza Hut.
Yeah, it still had like it had definitely like the consistency of like just about any Pizza Hut you went to was going to be the same quality because it was the same product, but like it seemed to have more of a restaurant feel.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Pizzeria Uno?
I haven't had it in forever, but I think fine. I mean, I think fine. I don't have any particularly like mind-blowing or terrible experiences at a Pizzeria Uno, so I'm fine with it.
They're kind of like the Sweden of pizza.
Do you remember one time we were? Oh no, actually, I think I might be thinking of like Papa John's or like
Papillon?
or Sbarro or something like that. But one time we were in New York, and we were in like the Times Square area, of course, like the most touristy area of New York that you can be in. And we were like, we got to get a New York slice. And like somehow, like in the area that we were in, we couldn't find any authentic New York slices, and we just found ourselves in like a shitty fast food pizza spot.
Yeah, so it was Sparrow.
Yeah, I think that's where it was.
We're in New York, the pizza capital of the United States of America, eating Sparrow. Oh, which was, you know what? It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, we finally did find Ray's, and do you remember chasing around in Manhattan, like proper, like many locations laid claim to being the original Ray's.
Yeah.
And then I remember us like getting down to the bottom of it and finding it like through, you know, a law of averages between people we trusted to be like, no, that's the original Ray's. And so we ate there, but you know what? Every single Ray's that we ate at was a fantastic slice.
It's all good.
It was fantastic. Yeah. You know, was anyone in particular better? I don't know. Like the best slice of pizza, in my opinion, is the one that you're holding in your hand.
That's right.
A pizza in the hand is worth two in the bush, they say.
Yes, that's exactly how the saying goes.
Yes, that is what they say. Any other notable pizza tales? Thoughts?
Pizza tales.
Ooh.
I mean, probably.
Like, are we missing any like big ingredients, some big combos that are just like crushing? We've talked about. I mean, don't get me wrong. A salad is nice with a pizza. I'll eat a salad with a pizza, but like, you know, the wings are a classic. The beverages of your choice. I mean, you can go so many different ways with that.
I mean, some people probably like, you know, the way that we enjoy pizza with movies. There's probably those people out there that are like, movies? What about sports?
Sure.
What about the sportsins?
Sure, and they should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You don't have to just
And they
watch the
should.
movie. Yeah, you should enjoy the sports game of your choice. And when you do, I hope your team wins. I really do.
Yes. Go your team.
Yes, I'm for you and your team winning at sports. Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's any other like classic toppings that we're kind of like missing out on. But I guess we kind of like cover. I mean, yeah, you could get like we covered ham. You could do like prosciutto or something like that. But that's just a different ham. The pepperoni, like any kind of pepperoni is great. But I am kind of a fan of like the smaller, round, thicker cut pepperonis that when you bake them turn into a cup of grease.
Oh yeah, a little grease bowl.
Oh my god.
Where do you stand on like calzones?
Well, I mean, when you finally
it's-
do watch Parks and Recreation, you'll recognize that that's a major theme that runs throughout the entirety of the program. A calzone. I used to go to Fazio's a lot when I was a kid, which is a pizzeria in our hometown. And for some reason, I think that I had friends who were into the calzone, so I got into the calzone too. And don't get me wrong, I like a calzone, but like if I had to choose calzone over pizzas or pizza, I would choose pizza all day.
Yeah.
You?
Same. The calzone somehow, even though it's presented in a very tight package, becomes more difficult to handle as you get into it.
Totally.
And you're just basically talking about a slice that's kind of folded over on itself anyway, which is kind of how I eat my slices.
Yeah, but it's baked that way, and I think that's my biggest problem with the calzone.
That's true.
It retains most of its moisture within it, and oftentimes, I mean, a wood-fired pizza. Have you ever had? I'm going to throw them a free plug because I think it's just about the best place going. Lazari here in Portland. Have you?
I have, yeah.
Man, they make a nice pizza. It's just the right size. Like one pizza is just big enough for me to probably not share it with my wife. And I'm also very direct about that. We actually ordered pizza here the other day. And it was like, oh, we're going to order from this place. Monty's makes a nice pizza as well. But I was just very clear, like, in this, I would like a sausage and pepperoni pizza. Like, oh, we get one half. I was like, no. I mean, you should get one of the other pizzas half that if that's what you want. What I want is an entire pepperoni and mushroom pizza. But
back when we were allowed to play shows, and if we were doing something at the State Theater, usually when I got the text from my parents that they were in town, it was usually, we're having pizza at Lazari, come meet us.
Nice. Nice.
So,
yeah, that place is great. They run great. It's actually the first place that I got food in the pandemic. You know why? Because Bill, who runs that place, doesn't fuck around with shit,
There you go.
And it made me comfortable to go there and eat. And also, as I said before, wood-fired, incredible. It's a fantastic product. It's a really nice slice of pizza. You can do different, but you can't do better. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, they're right there at the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, I guess that's the pizza episode.
Yeah, that's a pizza episode. I actually did have another thought come to mind, but
What do you got?
Well, I mean, I don't. Where do you stand on?
This is set up. Yes.
Well, this like kind of targets a specific spot, I think, or at least it's the only spot that I've had this style of pizza that I'm about to bring up, and I'm sure it's probably the only spot you've had it as well. But like a mashed potato and leek pizza, or like when you start throwing like pasta and stuff on top of pizzas.
Again, it's good, but I also think it's a little redundant. It's like the starch has already been spoken for here, people. And much in the same vein as like, if you're gonna have wings, would you then also get chicken on the pizzas? It's like it's just too. So I say not my first choice. Would I eat it if in front of me right now? Absolutely, 100%, and it would be very good.
Same.
Yeah, that place.
I mean, actually, when I've had it, it's been my first choice, but out of curiosity. I'm just like, well, it's there on the menu. I should probably try it.
Right.
Like, it is a pizza.
That's right. Not my favorite, but again, very good.
Yeah.
So our takeaways here from today.
Oh wait, one more thing.
Oh, God, what do you know? Please,
I talked about Davey earlier.
Yes, Michelle.
Davey Michelle, and him being a pizza critic,
a pizziola,
knowing the ins and outs of. Yes, there we go. Thank you for. I gotta commit that term to memory so I can use it more often.
Yeah.
But his theory, which I think is actually a good theory, is anytime you're trying out a new pizza place, especially a place that claims to be like the best, is go with their cheese pizza. Just get a slice of their cheese first. He's like, because if they fuck up a slice of cheese pizza or don't do it like to some sort of like perfection, it's like once you start adding toppings and stuff to that, it's just going to get worse. You know, it's like you start with the basic, and if they nail that, then it's like, all right, let's see what else they have to offer.
I like that philosophy.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. And if anyone's going to like lay claim to being the best pizza, it's like, well, that's just not true because there's so many best pizzas out there.
Yeah.
Maybe people should start claiming to be the worst pizza.
Yeah. Claiming to be the best pizza is like claiming to be the coldest beer.
Yeah. Like how we are there ice crystals in it? You know, it's just too cold, frankly. It's a little too cold. Needs to be, the beer needs to be in the Goldilocks zone.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Is that our pizza episode?
That's our pizza episode. I have nothing more to add. Except, no, nothing.
Well, on that note, Jones, buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe is brought to you by Maine Spirits, Bull Moose, State Theater Portland, Maine, Sun Tiki Studios, and the Maine Music Alliance. This show is a Mistakes Were Made production.